All right, guys, as you can see, Coach Drinkwitz is here at the podium.
Thanks.
We will have him address the group with an opening statement, and then we will open it up to your questions. To ask a question, raise your hand, and you will be placed in the queue to ask a question. With that, we'll start with an opening statement from Coach Drinkwitz. Coach, go ahead.
Yeah, great team win today. Thought our defense really played lights out to hold an SEC opponent under 200 yards and a shutout, forced a turnover, stopped them on that early fourth down, which led us to our first scoring drive of the game. Can't say enough about Coach Walters and the job that defense has done the past two games. Really set up our football team to have some momentum and string some wins together. Offensively, I thought we played efficient. Obviously, Larry Roundtree had a big day. Wanted to get Tyler Beatty involved more, and we did that. Thought we converted some early third downs, which helped put us in position to score points. So with that, I'll open up for questions.
First one's going to come from Dave Matter from the St. Louis Post. Dave?
Eli, I know you've got 3 games left and 4 with a bowl, but this is the first time you've had a winning record. Is that significant to you to see a winning record next to Missouri's name right now?
No, we'll look at that when we're done with the season. We're just trying to be 1-0 each week. And right now we're 1-0, and I'll celebrate it until about, 6:37 a.m. tomorrow, and we'll be on to whoever we're supposed to play if that doesn't change.
Bennett Durando from the Post. Bennett.
Eli, Beatty with 100 receiving yards today, and like you said, you've wanted to get him more involved. Did today sort of feel like the model of how to balance him and Larry?
No, I mean, not necessarily. It worked out that way. We thought we were going to be able to get him in some good matchups, and we were able to do so. But I don't necessarily know if there's a model or not a model. I just think he does a really good job of creating matchup issues. Wish he could have got in on that tunnel screen, but did an excellent job.
Peter Baugh from The Athletic. Peter?
Yeah, Eli, I heard on your radio show you said you kind of used Vanderbilt's win last year as motivation. What was kind of your thought process in doing that?
I mean, every week you try to figure out what your edge is going to be and trying to motivate your guys. And, I think last year we were all embarrassed. When the headline says knocked out in Nashville, that's something that you want to remember and use as something to increase your focus and make sure that we don't take anybody for granted. And I told them it's not about what happened. It's about what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? And, I wasn't even here, but most of our staff wasn't here. But I said we're going to do something about it, and we owned it and tried to do something about
it. Bill Pollock, go ahead.
Yeah, Eli, history made today with Sarah getting on the field. Just talk about it from your perspective, and then I know you had a few words with her before the game, maybe what was said there.
Coach is muted.
Yeah, hey, Sean, Coach is muted.
Got me?
Yeah, we got you now. Yeah, we didn't get any of that. Sorry.
I just said that anytime you break a barrier or do something, it's to be commended. It takes courage to do that. And for her to have the courage to come out Monday and be a part of a football team, knowing that it's going to be, a barrier broken, that's awesome. And I just shared with her that I had 4 daughters of my own that made me very proud to be on the football field with her and congratulate her and wish her the best. And, that was really it.
Jack Sobel, go ahead.
Coach, I was just wondering, with Larry back today and the run game kind of going off, I was just wondering kind of what does he mean to your offense and how do you think he played today?
Well, I mean, I think he played well. I'll have to go back and watch the film. There was several blocks when I was keying on him that, he was a dominant blocker, a dominant force, which is what we expect. And, obviously it helps us when he's there.
Mitchell 40, go ahead.
Yeah, Eli, kind of in the same boat. Obviously, the run game was quite a bit more effective than we've seen the past couple of weeks. What do you think went into that?
I don't know. I have to go back and watch the tape. Obviously, matchups and being able to mix in some throws there to get them soft and keep them second guessing probably. Still was disappointed. We had a couple of short yardage runs that we weren't able to get first downs on, and got stuffed on the goal line right there. So we still got a long way to go. We ain't there yet. I can promise you that.
Kyle Pennell from the Maneater. Go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah, Coach, you had a few returners on both the offensive line and defensive line. You touched on Borum, and I'm curious, what did you make of Delgado and some of the other returners, and what did they bring that you guys were really missing over the past few weeks?
Well, I think, I commended those guys for fighting to get back for their teammates. We're down guys, and when you're not playing, it's put stress on everybody because everybody's having to do more. And so to get Kobe Whiteside back and Trajan Jeffcoat back and Xavier Delgado back and Larry Borum back in a trench-driven league, that's 4 more good players that can help us spread the load. And I think that's what happened today. It's a tremendous sack right there by Jeffcoat before half where he got the ball out. Wish we could have recovered it, but still a tremendous sack.
Next one goes to Eric Blum. Eric.
Eli, it doesn't seem like we were calling Connor Bazelak's name a whole lot today, but, just to manage the game and hand it off to Larry and get it to Tyler, what do you think about his performance?
Well, if going 30 for 37 or 318 yards is a pedestrian day, I would take it all week long or every game he ever plays. I mean, I think that's a pretty special stat line. I know he didn't throw any touchdowns, but, I think he played a pretty solid football game. I can't get that math right off the top of my head, but it's well over 70%, 300 yards. So pretty good.
Suichi from the Star. Go ahead.
Hey, Eli, just was wondering your thoughts on your team's concentration and just kind of not letting off the gas and letting Vandy get back into the game.
Yeah, I think that's showing maturity as a football team that they can handle what's being thrown at them. And we'll see. We still got 3 more weeks to go, and then there's going to be adjustments and all kinds of different things. And we got to go into a rivalry week next week, which we thought we started out this week. So we'll see. But I do like the way that we've strung 2 games together, and I like the way our defense is playing right now. So we'll see.
Ben Hockman from the Post. Ben.
Hey, Eli, at halftime you mentioned on TV the word will to describe the way Larry Roundtree plays football. Can you talk a little more about that and what you see, whether it's the stiff arms or the other ways he breaks tackles and gets through?
Yeah, I mean, he just refuses to get tackled. I mean, he is never – the play is never over until you physically get him to the ground. He's not going to give an inch. And, I mean, he plays the way a running back is supposed to play. Every yard he's going to punish the defense and refuses to go down. And that's why I love him. That's why he's a captain. He's a great player.
Peter Baugh from The Athletic. Peter.
Yeah, Eli, how much long-term benefit do you think there is in getting guys reps like Brady Cook and Chris Abrams-Drain, getting them reps in like an actual game setting? How much benefit is there?
Yeah, I mean, experience is the best teacher. Brady Cook went 4 for 4 and threw a touchdown. Connor was on the headsets. I said there might be a quarterback controversy. I mean, anytime you can play in a game and get in there and execute, it just gives you confidence so that when your number's called, you lean back on that experience. And I thought Elijah Young ran really well. Chris Abrams-Drain got in there. J-Mac was in there. Looper was in there. Brady Cook played well, so, yeah, it's great. It's great. We need it.
Jack Sobel.
Coach, I just noticed that Jalen Knox wasn't really playing too much in the second half and even towards the end of the first half, and I saw him kind of standing on the sideline with his helmet off. Was he injured or was that a coach's decision?
Yeah, he was beat up. He little tweak lower leg injury, so hopefully it's nothing, but didn't want to risk it.
Dave Matter.
I know when the year began, you really wanted to rely on this defense because that was the more experienced unit. Just how close are they playing to the level where you kind of thought they could be?
Pretty damn close. I mean, 196 yards, no points, 1 touchdown in the last 2 games. That's pretty good. So they're doing a nice job. They're as healthy as they've been in a while on the defensive front. We've got a really good rotation at corner right now, and you got Nick Bolton anchoring that thing, just hammering out 10 tackles a game like it's nothing. So you got a pretty good special unit right now. Obviously, we're only as good as our next performance. We're really going to get tested next week. I mean, that offense is really good. They got 2 legit wide receivers. Their running back's really good, and their quarterback's playing at a high level. So we'll get tested next week for sure.
Mitchell, you're the last one with your hand raised, so you get the last question. Mitch 40, go ahead.
Eli, obviously you've talked quite a bit about the defensive performance. Was there anything in particular that you thought was key in shutting down Ken Seals? He'd had a few good games in a row coming into this one.
I mean, I thought our coverage was really tight. I thought Coach did an excellent job of mixing in man and zone to keep him off balance, and he was unsure of where the ball should go and when it should come out, which allowed us to get some pressure. And really, I think that first 4th down of the game, that first stop right there, it was 3rd and 1, didn't get it, 4th and 1, didn't get it, and we went down and scored. I think that gives your defense just a confidence, your offense a confidence. I mean, Grant McGinnis is ticked off. He didn't even get to play today. So
All right, that's all we got for Coach. Thanks, guys.
All right, boys and girls.